3 years ago, I made a video on how I got my first muscle up at the age of 55. That video has now had over 200,000 views. So I thought it was about time to make another. It's generally considered that in order to do a muscle up, you need to be able to do 15 good form strict pull-ups. So that's what I'm doing in the top left hand corner. It's always important to make sure you're fully warmed up as well. Now I'm going to be using resistance bands. These were so beneficial in the early days of me being able to train and achieve the muscle up, and I still use them now. It's definitely worth getting a whole set of these. When I first started out, just using the thickest green resistance band simply wasn't enough. I had to use 2 or 3 at a time. Then as I managed to get stronger and learn the technique, I could work my way through the bands. Now the first thing I'm doing here is going to demonstrate how I learned to do the swing. So I took a step forward and I put down one of the resistance bands where my toes hit the ground. I then went back to being underneath the bar and took a step back. So the band at the front of the bar is about the same distance as the band at the back. And what you do is you just practice that swing. Now as you go forward, stretch your toes out and point them at the band, keeping your body nice and straight. Now take the thickest band, or in my case I had to take a few bands, but hopefully you'll be able to do it with the one. Go back to the back marker, swing forward and then pull. I probably made that look easier than it really is. Once you've done one, the second one, funnily enough, isn't so hard. Because as you come down from the top of the bar, your body automatically positions itself ready to go up again. I'm using some chalk. You can get it from any climbing shop or Amazon if you wish. If the bar is slightly damp or moist, then you're not going to get that grip that you need to be able to pull as hard as you can without slipping. Now one of the best tips I ever had, I'm going to share with you today. Imagine yourself standing in front of your car, releasing the catch and slamming down the hood or the bonnet as hard as you possibly can and as fast as you can. Have a little practice without the car. There I am again. Now it's so important, I want you to visualize yourself doing that, but this time with the bar in your hand. So you go back to the pull-up bar, you take out the biggest resistance band again, you step in it, and when you're about to pull on that bar, I want you to imagine you're slamming the bonnet or the hood of your car. And there you go, straight up to the top, and then obviously do the dip to finish. If you're new to muscle ups or still learning to do one, I don't think you'll get above the bar unless you have that explosive injection of power, which I demonstrated when slamming down the bonnet of your car. Now I'm going to move over to the purple band. Once again, I'm going to apply some chalk in my hand just to give me that little bit of extra grip. And the purple band, in the case of my bands, is slightly less resistance, so I have to pull slightly harder. Trying to keep your legs together, your feet together, and your body as straight as you can. Once you get above the bar, the final dip, well, that's the easy bit. Now in this video for the sake of demonstrating it, I'm going to be working my way through the bands. But in reality, it took me weeks in some cases to progress between each band. So you have to move forward at your own pace. And like I said right at the beginning, when I first started out, I was using multiple bands in order to get above that bar. It took me a good few weeks before I could just use one, being the thickest. Once again, step into the band. Now I prefer to step in with both feet. Some people prefer to step in with just one. Either is okay. The trick is to pull yourself up as hard as you can, make it explosive, and trying to keep your body as stiff as you can. If you do bend your knees or your hips while using the resistance bands, all that explosive power and energy will be lost. Once again, I'm now chalking up my hands and going to be moving on to the red band. Now I can't stress enough that do expect it to take a few weeks to get from one band to the next. I'm only doing it quickly just for the demonstration of this video. 2 feet in, hold the bar, and here we go. Body straight as possible. Up we go. And as I said earlier, as you come down, your feet generally come forward, putting you in the ideal position to go up for that second muscle up. But don't worry about that just yet. Let's get you the first one first. Now when it comes to using the thinnest of all your bands, in my case the yellow one, you will realise that it is actually very thin and doesn't offer you much propulsion at all. But psychologically I felt it was a massive help, and I spent quite a lot of time using the yellow band. Follow the process exactly the same as you did with the previous bands. Even though it offers you virtually no assistance whatsoever. When you can do a muscle up with that band, you can do one without a band. It's really all in your head after that. So let's move that one out of the way, and I'll demonstrate how I moved on to doing the muscle up without any bands. Swing forward and pull, and up you go. Now I do kick my legs slightly. It's not what you'd call a strict muscle up. It's the best I can do. Hey, I'm 58 years old and I'm 59 really soon. My last big tip of the day is getting the grip right. You want to make sure your knuckles are pointing upwards. That's it, your knuckles pointing up towards the sky. Grip the bar, swing forward and pull. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and you found it useful. I would really like to get some comments, so please feel free to leave some below. If you found it useful, please give it the thumbs up. The algorithm will absolutely love it, and so do I. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll try and get back to every single one of you. And I hope to see you on the next one.